question number 3 has to do with, and in Neshamah we talk about this a lot, about this idea of being spiritual versus being religious. And I feel like in our world, a lot of us, like we try to live a spiritual life and be grateful and be present and, not be on the rat race all the time. And maybe religion doesn't really give us those tools the way I would like it to. And so I've had a lot of people who said to me over the years, and I've given many sermons on this about, and not really trying to sell Judaism, but just to show that Judaism also has a path for us to be spiritual. It's not only Kabbalah, and it's not these esoteric things, but just built into how Judaism functions in the day-to-day. Those are moments for spirituality, even if they look religious. To pray before you eat is to give thanks. And to pray after you eat is to realize that we give thanks even when we're not in need, when we're satisfied. And paying attention to Shabbat and the calendar of the year and being grateful for nature. All of those things come about, and sometimes they get kind of lost in the kind of religious category, but they really do have spiritual messages behind them. And I'm not that I'm trying to convince anyone, but I don't think I move the needle for most people on that, honestly, that if you feel spiritual, you can do that without religion, and that Judaism oftentimes kind of gets in the box of being religion and not having a spiritual component to it for most modern Jews. And so I'm just curious how that lands for you, and if Judaism has ever given you a spiritual pathway or not as much, and you kind of do it on your own.
Yeah, I mean, I do remember when I was about 15, I went to Camp Ramah in Ontario, and it was religious morning
Super
prayers, and I didn't understand them, but I had to learn them and go. And there was definitely something spiritual about that. We were all together. We got up early just to be there. I don't know what we were saying.
Yeah.
But in Havdalah too, it was
at the end.
Whole thing. I don't know what we were saying.
But it
the end of
feel
Shabbat,
like
I loved it. It was just, everyone's together and arms around each other by the fire. So those were Jewish experiences that I did enjoy and felt something. But I don't know what exactly. I would say though, I'm more spiritual than religious,
And how does that come in your life? Like, where do you feel spiritual, and how do you access that in real life?
Well, like I said, karma, just being a good person, I think good things will happen, and the opposite, which I don't want to find out about, right? As I said, we love to volunteer and donate. Everyone is important. I don't care if I'm donating to a Jewish organization or just people in need. That seems spiritual to me.
Okay.
Just giving back to the world, really, not just a specific segment of the world. When I'm working out, if I have my music on, or if I'm in my garage by myself, and you're just counting and doing the same thing over and over again, and
repetitive
and breathing and connecting to your body. And my kids too. Well, not so much Brady, but Mia's working out now too. And it's just being grateful for your body and taking care of it, and eating well. That's all part of taking care of yourself and the people around you.
And feeling like you're worthy of that.
Right.
And that comes from a spiritual sense, right? If we didn't value ourselves, whether we think it's God-given or whatever, there is some inherent, you're not doing it just for the body. You're doing it because you realize that you're a whole, well-rounded human being that has a physical presence and a spiritual presence and an emotional presence and all those dimensions. And we take care of one of them, it benefits them all, mind-body connection. And that's a spiritual kind of expression.
I think so, a little,
Yeah, I like that. I think that's really true for most people, honestly. What are some of the most exciting and impactful places you guys have traveled that have made an impression?
Oh, wow. I would say one of the most eye-opening, I guess, times was in LA.
Interesting.
At a soup kitchen where they would never in a million years anywhere else let my kids volunteer, and they did. They needed people, and we were behind bars.
And what do you feel like? How does that trickle down into your
It just
Neshamah, your
makes me
soul?
Want to do more, I guess. And I'm sure I like that my kids are saying this. They see the most beautiful things, and we're kind of hotel snobs, and we stay in really nice places. But I want them to see
It's like you feel like a good responsibility to contribute where you can, and to not just kind of close blinders to the rest of the world. Like, lucky me, here I am in suburbia in America. Right. That's amazing. That's a really good model to your kids.
Thank you.